Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quaddie Poddy. Cashy, joined by Nick. How are you, mate?
Good, man. Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's the best and the saddest time of the year. It's AFL Grand Final week. You know, Geelong, Brisbane, two great teams have just come off the best night of the year in the Brownlow. Whether or not that was
Should we touch on it?
Let's quickly touch on it. We're not a race. We're not a footy pod, but we'll be touching on the granny anyways. But give you quick thoughts on the Brownlow.
Look, it's weird. It's weird because I think everyone's kind of got the same opinion. Love Matt Rowell. Don't get me wrong.
Big
Love
Matt
him.
Rowell guy.
Love him. I reckon his football is great to watch. He's a good football player. But clearly there were some games in there, and there always is, that he just wasn't the best on the ground and he got votes for best on the ground. Whether that is because he's such a pure midfield contested player that he's around the umpires so much. I don't know if that's got something to do with it.
Well, apparently it does, because the stat that everyone keeps saying and everyone ignores every year, but like it's becoming impossible to ignore now, because Will Schofield came out and said, I'm on Matt Rowell. The reason why: top 5 in clearances every year, top 5 in contested possessions. The ones that are around the umpires and the umpires eyeballing them, seeing them do everything, have won the last 13, now the last 14 Brownlows. So he said the only people can win, according to that stat, is Sarong, Green, and Rowell. And I think Rowell's the more likely out of those three. So I'm on Rowell. And look what happened.
Yeah, well, so, but just proves again why you don't bet, which we always
we always go, no betting this year, and then like we load.
Yeah.
But I mean,
look, at the end of the day, I think you take away the only thing for me with Rowell is, look, he had a great year. I think Noah Anderson had a better year from his team alone.
Yeah.
He did run home and get some votes late, Noah Anderson, but in the front half of the year, he was disrespected for sure. He won Coach's Player of the Year from the coaches' votes. He was the All-Australian captain. And just, yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, they're gonna have to look at it for sure, because I love Matt Rowell, but I don't think he was the most impactful player all year.
I agree. I love him, but like I'm okay with him winning, because upset victories like that is kind of like what makes Brownlow unpredictable and good. I'm just more of the basis: one, you should never win a Brownlow if there's a debate that you're even the best player on your team that year, let alone the league.
Otherwise, Bontempelli would have won 4 by now.
100%. And then 2, 39 votes is just too many. It's too many for anyone, let alone Matt Rowell's year this year. That's 3 more votes than Dustin Martin's 2017.
Is that his second? Is he the, obviously last year, Paddy Cripps
was also ridiculous. He deserved to win last year, but not by that many, and not with that many votes.
Did Matt Rowell have the second best season by any player ever? Or since they've started doing the votes changed? But anyway, look, we could talk about this for a long time. And
it's going to be a long pod anyways. We could do a whole pod on Brownlow.
Yeah, I'd love that. Please tell us if you want to listen to that, because honestly, we would talk all day and night about this. Even the AFL. Maybe we do a little preview. Should we get together on Friday and do a little preview?
Don't tempt me. It sounds fun. Sounds
Why
like
not?
a good time.
You know what? We might do that. We'll have a look. What are we getting into? Last week?
Yeah, let's just dive into what we're here to talk about. That's
also, Nas was robbed. 3 votes.
Yeah.
That's all. That needs to go in.
Yes.
Anyway, last week.
5 winners, no quaddie, but I mean, no prizes for any really of the horses that we tipped, but winners are winners. We'll take 5 winners.
Should start, honestly. I was getting a bit worried there. And then
I was getting very worried.
Fangirl came out and ran very, very solid. And
Apocalyptic got up for us.
Apocalyptic did well. Who else?
Jolly Star was really steadied the ship for us. And then
Buckaroo was unlucky.
You know, Sir Delius, luckily I had a bet on it, even though I went Zardozi for the main tip. And then Gilded Water in the last just pissed in. So, geez.
Penman unlucky as well.
Penman was decided to race in Monaco.
Yeah.
That should have pissed in. Speaking of horses that should have pissed in but were racing in Monaco, Angel Capital. Oh, geez. Sorry.
Bless you.
Wow.
Mate.
Like, crazy how far that would have won by if it didn't get out with like 30 meters to go. And Damien Lane admitted it. He goes, yeah, I fucked that one up.
Yeah. Which is, I like that, man. There's not a lot of jockeys that come out in those post-race kind of interviews and kind of leave it to themselves. So, which you don't mind seeing. But yeah, unlucky. He was absolutely flying and just got stuck in the most track I've ever seen. Gets a slot in the Everest, Angel Capital.
Yeah, locked in now for the Everest. So Waller's going to end up with half the field. So he's a lucky man. But
Rich
I mean,
man.
he's Waller anyway. So why are we surprised?
Yeah.
We'll touch on it later, but like rumors were swirling that maybe Yulong was going to replace him. But I mean, I don't mind that. I don't mind. So replace Private Harry with him. But I don't mind the fact that they convinced some other slot owner to take it because, well, we may as well have two in the race instead of just taking out one and putting in another. So if, we can find another slot owner to take it, kind of like how I think Waller played it with taking Jolly Star over Shenandoah, because maybe another slot owner wasn't going to take Jolly Star, but he knew Shenandoah would get snapped up. I think there's been a lot of smart plays with the slots this year to try and find a way to get over Kaying Rising. I think they're all aware that Kaying Rising is out and out, incredibly hard to beat. I think the slot owners have been smart with this year. How do we maximize our return and chances to get a bit of return on these slots?
No, 100%. And it's the top horse that was supposed to be the one to beat Kaying Rising. We'll talk about that. Private Harry running very, very average on the weekends.
Flopped hard.
Yeah, just didn't even give any promise. I know a lot of people were quick to ask if it's on the fraud watch, and he's not too far off, but we'll give him one more run before we see that. But look, a lot of stocks been sold of Private Harry for a lot of people, I think.
Well, we've had this debate with many other jockeys before now. Let's have the debate now. Ash Morgan booted off. Tim Clark takes over. Been booked for the Premier and in the Everest, because there's no Waterhouse horses circling for Clark to have to ride. So Ash Morgan's been with this horse since day dot, and come the big time, one failed run, and off he goes. And that's not a Corinda decision. That wasn't a Doyle decision. That was a Yulong decision. So what do you think there?
Was it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to stay out of it personally. Bit unlucky.
I feel like jockeys are always unlucky when they get pulled off for those reasons. There's always arguments that it was the horse, not the jockey, and then there are other times when it definitely was the jockey, not the horse. I think this is a matter of horse's fault, not jockey's fault. But I think Ash Morgan should feel stiff. He has a right to feel stiff. But at the end of the day, this is the sort of thing that's going to happen when a big breeder comes in and buys a big stake in the horse. This is no longer a mum and pop horse that's just purely Corinda bloodstock. Who's going to back in Nathan Doyle? They're going to back in Ash Morgan to get the job done. Yulong own this horse now, practically. They own a good chunk of it. I don't know if they own half of it, but they own a big enough chunk to have a say in who's going to ride it and, honestly, who's going to train it. Ash Morgan's gone. I'm personally worried for Nathan Doyle now. I really hope that he sticks with this horse. But what's stopping Yulong from going, hey, we're just going to give it to Kieran Mara, or we're going to give it to Waller?
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. So pretty much left for the Everest slots to be taken. You've got Inglis need to choose, Godolphin, Coolmore, and Mulberry Racing are the last slots to go into the Everest. Obviously, Private Harry, Briasa, Jolly Star, Lady Shenandoah, Angel Capital, Kaying Rising, Overpass, and Jimmy Star are locked in so far. So you've got 4 more to go.
I would think if we're going to just have a quick guessing session now, Barraquil probably gets the slot, at least one of the slots. Tempted or Baywalked will probably go in the Godolphin slot, depending who runs better this weekend. And then, honestly, I think one will go Everest, one will go Coolmore. Tempted probably ends up in Coolmore instead of the Everest. Like, she probably should be in the Everest.
Wodenton probably a chance for Coolmore.
Wodenton probably the only horse. Wait, no. Did you say Coolmore's still available? Didn't Coolmore take Lady Shenandoah? Who took Lady Shenandoah?
Fairway Thoroughbreds.
Okay, then Wodenton's probably a lock unless he runs like a busted Commodore this weekend, because they're still probably chasing a return on that horse since he promised to be such a world beater and then has been not that, let's just say that. And then I think Barraquil the Godolphin, the Cornwall, we know probably who are going to get that slot. It's the last one that could go to just about anyone at this point.
No, for sure. For sure. All right, mate. That's all from last week that we have to really talk about. Trials.
Yeah, the 2-year-old trials. We go through it every year. We weren't there at the races this time around, which was disappointing. I was sitting at work just itching to be out there. I certainly won't be working next year. I'll be making sure that if I'm in the country, which I should be, I'll be down at Randwick covering it, because the reason we like going, Nick, is because
it's more we get a lot of content out. We get to talk to a lot of jockeys and get a lot of stuff out from them and build some connection with some of those guys, which obviously is one of our big long-term goals. So it was annoying that we both were working, couldn't get down, but we will go through them now. So
plus, like, you really get to see, who's big, who's little, who's got a woolly jumper still,
those
who's looking
wax,
sleek.
Mate, they're long.
Yeah, who's long, who's short. And then, like, we have quite a different take on racing, and our audience likes that. And the fact that we don't get to tell them who was horny in the yard, and who was crip walking in the yard, that's going to be like a big telling point.
She just was a big crip walker.
Oh, yeah, she'd be crip walking.
She was a big crip walker.
She was crip walking in her first parade that we saw her. That's why we loved buying into her so much.
100%.
But I mean, we only got to watch the replay, so take everything with a grain of salt. The last few years we were there in person to see everything unfold. We've just seen the trials. We haven't seen any yard work. We haven't seen anyone in the stalls. We haven't talked to any jockeys. We haven't talked to any trainers. This is just purely what we've been able to see on the replays. So take us through the first one, mate.
Yeah. Before we get into it, so obviously the running in Randwick on the Kensington track. Every year you kind of see the same thing. Gay Waterhouse dominates these trials and runs her horses very, very hard, which you'll see. I think she wins at least 7, maybe more. So don't be too alarmed. She's a very, very dominant 2-year-old trainer, and a lot of her 2-year-olds end up winning the Golden Slipper, but you do see her winning a lot more of these trials, and she starts at a lower price. So we're trying to look for these. She
sends them specifically to run really well, to gain fitness and make sure that they're fit as a fiddle come Gym Crack Stakes and Breeders' Plate on Epsom Day. And then those earlier 2-year-old races like the Maribyrnong Trial down in Melbourne, the Golden Gift as well, and then any races over the summer heading into Magic Million season before those other real slipper-furnished horses come back. So these aren't the horses necessarily that are going to win you a slipper, but they are definitely ones that are going to win you a Gym Crack or a Breeders, because you can't run in them unless you've been here.
Yeah. So race number 1, you've got your first 2-year-old race. I'm Your Huckleberry was your winner at the 850 meters. Ran all right, I think. Was a good one to watch through the race. I think the Machine Gun, who finished in 3rd place, 6.1 lengths behind, ran a good race for me. Personally, I think not all of them you're going to get the winner is going to come out of them. And I must say, if you haven't been here in the past, we picked Manal from the trials, tipped her in a race, and she paid $45 on Grand Final Day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I will note, Breeders' Plate for the boys won more times than not by those who won their trials. The girls' race, though, is won more times than not about horses that didn't win their trials.
Yep. So I'm Your Huckleberry, obvious one to kind of look at. Obviously, Adam Hieronymus ran it pretty hard, but the Machine Gun for Peter Snowden, Tommy Berry. Peter Snowden's a great 2-year-old trainer as well. One to watch from that first one, mate. What did you see?
I like the Machine Gun, quietly ridden, but the best closer without being ridden super, super hard. I noted him down here, certainly a slipper season watch. Might not be a Breeders' Plate sort of horse, but definitely one to look long-term. But I mean, your first 2 across the line, I'm Your Huckleberry, Paradoxium, clear tune-up for the Breeders. They were race ready, they were flashy, but they were asked to be as well. We like to look for those horses that don't get super ridden out and like you're pulling its head off. You're not getting the whip out and smacking them. Just get a nice, tight, firm hold. If you ever want to look at a trial, look at the jockey's hands, okay? If they're going like that, they're putting a lot more effort in. But if they're still keeping up with the pace and just going like that, that's what you like to see. But I mean, a lot of them were getting whipped on Monday. They'd be whipping.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying to you on the phone earlier, I'm not sure if there was there looked to be a bit of a headwind in. I'm not sure.
Again, we weren't there on the day, so we don't know the wind conditions.
But yeah, it kind of looked like a lot of heads were stuck in the wind a little bit, and they looked a bit sus.
Yeah. So I mean, they were hard ridden to win the trial. I'm Your Huckleberry, the more impressive of Paradoxium. So you'd think I'm Your Huckleberry starts as one of the more favourites going into the Breeders' Plate. Trial 2 for the fillies over 850 metres. I mean, Home Invasion, it was hard not to notice this one if you had a pair of eyes. Clearly ready to go to the races. Best jump I've seen ever at these trials before. Full of speed, just pinged. And, you know, wasn't even asked for much as well. Just pinged out of the gate, straight to the front, led, kicked, won. It's typical Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott style. I will note, though, that Satin Summer came fourth in this one. Underrated trial, in my opinion. Bit tardy out of the gates, but Berry grabbed it back, crossed heels, closed off really nicely without asking too much energy. Would love to see its price in the gym crack. Definitely one of the more slipper watch horses, in my opinion.
Yeah, not a lot out of this one, to be honest. And I must say, I'm just looking at these times throughout all the races. They're all very, very similar. I think the first race of the day was the fastest run race.
Not quite. It was just beat by trial 8. It was the fastest boy race.
Fastest boy race. But yeah, only Home Invasion was one that I really look out of that. But obviously, winning a trial like that, it's going to come crunched in with price. So, trial number 3, we had a look here. I really like this race.
I mean, everyone did. It's hard to see why you wouldn't fall in love with a horse like Eviction Notice.
Eviction Notice, 7.5, almost 8 lengths in front of the next. Ran awesome. King of the Nile, though, in my opinion, was another one to take out of this race. Might not win first up, but will win a race in the 2-year-old season, I reckon. King of the Nile finished 4 lengths in front of third place. So it's very dominant. Obviously, a dominant win from Eviction Notice, but King of the Nile still ran a very, very good race. But I think this Eviction Notice looks to be really good.
Nothing else was really asked for anything apart from King of the Nile, got the whip out. The rest of them were just really quiet and then realised once it was over, let's just jog it out and give him a bit of fitness. Look, I will say that didn't smash the clock, so didn't really beat anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was really impressive with the
lengths.
The lengths, but didn't really beat anything. It ran, a second quicker than the girls, but only 100th quicker than the first trial. So sorry, I think this was the quickest of the boys. Sorry to correct myself from earlier. But I mean, yeah, this horse oozes race readiness, probably going to be the favourite by a long margin for the Breeders' Plate. But will it win? Only time can tell.
Yeah.
Race 4 for the fillies. You had Oh Yes She Did beat Mayflower by a length and a half, and then Ignition Code was about a length behind that. Oh Yes She Did out of Yes Yes Yes, the old Everest winner. I like it a lot. Didn't jump that cleanly, but won with class. Recovered, went up the inside without being asked too much, crossed heels, lengthened well without any pressure. Anytime Schiller told it to do anything, it did it without hesitation and did it, like she's already a ready-made racehorse. And that's what I like to look at for trials like this. I liked Ignition Code's intent when you see it lose the lead and make a few lunges back without quite getting there. And eventually they just pulled it up when they realized it wasn't going to get there. So I do like that. You love a horse that has the smarts to realize, hey, I'm racing here. I need to win. But yeah, Oh Yes She Did definitely impress me.
Yeah, I think that's the one out of the race for me. Yeah, we'll go through the next one. Race number 5. Knightsbridge was the winner in this one with a hard-fought win in the end with Our Emperor. I think those two are the only ones to really look at through that race. They both ran pretty well. So
they were very similar. The one thing to note with this one is that I was surprised to see them get the whips out at the top of the straight.
Yeah.
It was strange, but considering they both did it, they're both trained by Gay, you have to think they were told to do that and probably to give them race experience because they rode them out like it was the end of a race. So maybe those are two horses that she's really keen to get them ready for the Breeders' Plate, and they just needed that little extra bit of education on the day.
100%. Trial number 6, mate. What did you think here? I think this one was one of the ones that I didn't see much in, to be honest.
I mean, Mass Vingo, your winner, jumped, sat in its spot, never wavered, asked to go on with it late and did, clearly race ready. But I was more impressed with the two Godolphin horses in this race. Second was Handloom. Tucked away on the rails, crossed heels nicely, had to be whipped by the looks of it, but closed ground really nicely. And then in fourth spot, by only a nose, was a very bunched field here. Semantics. My run of the trial personally, and might have been my best run of the day from the girls, closed really, really well under really tight holding. Okay. There was none of that going on. There was no big hand movements, just a little bit, just holding it. And it looked like she was absolutely humming. Very keen to see the prices of Handloom and Semantics in the gym crack, especially Semantics if they end up there, because I think they'll be at good prices as well.
Awesome. Next one, mate. Race 7.
I mean, this one was the nothing trial of the day for me. Gratifying second, the only one to really take out of it.
Agreed.
Better trial than the winner. Wasn't asked for anything compared to the winner. Was asked to kick away and did, so fair enough. But Gratifying was under a tight hold the entire time. Will note Jason Collett wrote it, but it was meant to be J-Mac's only ride of the day, I believe. But J-Mac didn't end up being able to fulfill those commitments. So clearly Kieran Ma has some confidence in that horse.
Yeah, for sure. Race number 7 or 8? Sorry.
Race 8 for the fillies.
Yes, 8. Good race, this one. The favourite, probably, Sheiky, won. Better Off Alone was one that I liked in this one, though. Finishing half a length behind Bjorn Baker. Didn't seem to get going and split the gay pair. That doesn't sound right, does it? The Gay Waterhouse pair. But yeah, Better Off Alone is the one for me to take out of that. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Quickest of the morning, no matter the gender. Trifecta. All the horses could certainly run a race in the gym crack. All impressive for their own reasons. Got whipped, but not too much. Held their spot. Did what they got told. Very even trial. The 3 horses that'll probably end up in the slipper, the gym crack, and they'll probably all be solid chances.
Yep. Last one, Revengeance won.
Yep.
Another Gay Waterhouse. So what? You go through, man. I'm gonna check how many they won. 2.
Nice jump, Revengeance, and good speed without having to be whipped at all. Lost the lead, but then when asked to go faster to get it back by Adam Hieronymus, he responded immediately and was really impressive in my mind. I'm not saying he is my osmosis because there was no osmosis at these trials. No Coolangatta for you, mate. Didn't notice.
No Gat
vibes. No osmosis vibes for me. But very much like osmosis, and like I mentioned earlier, I forget the horse now, that like when lost the lead, tried to get the lead back. Osmosis led the whole way in its trial a couple of years ago, but when horses started to pressure him, he went, nah, fuck yeah, I'm going. Like every time someone tried to pressure him, he kicked into gear a little bit more. And this horse did that, but lost the lead. Actually got headed and went, no way, I want this. Adam Hieronymus told him to go. He goed, he lunged, he got to the line. Would have been a photo finish on the day. But I mean, I know it's not a race, but you like 2-year-olds having that will to win in these early races.
For sure. I agree, mate. I think Incognito is another one as well. Michael Freeman trained, Tommy Berry ridden was one of the ones at the end, and it was those 3 at the top in the end. So
I think Incognito, big slipper watch. Was the most expensive horse on the day as well at $1 million.
Yeah. So we'll have a look at that for sure. Mate, that's all the trials. Probably not as intense as normal because we weren't there, unfortunately, but it's good to give us a little bit of a rundown, mate. Let's go through into the hotline now.
Well, quickly, who was your top boy and top girl?
Sorry, mate. Top. You go first. I'll get mine up.
Top boy was Revengeance for that reason. I really just liked his intent to win after he got headed. But I will say that obviously Eviction Notice, very good. And I'm Your Huckleberry, very good. There is some honourable mentions. And then top 5 girls. Semantics. I really was impressed with the way that it just looked like it was absolutely humming. I'm very keen to see its gym crack price if it goes there. And then obviously Home Invasion. I Have Eyes, so it was good. And then, oh yes, she did. Again, I Have Eyes. Very professional. So obviously she was good. So yeah, what did you think?
I think Oh yes, she did was one of my tops for sure. I think Home Invasion. Obviously, everyone's going to say that, so I don't want to say that. I think Oh yes, she did will be my top. I think Huckleberry. I'm Your Huckleberry is my top boy.
Fair enough.
So, and then keeping a close eye on a couple. I want to give a top 5, but any of the ones that I kind of mentioned, King of the Nile, Machine Gun, those types.
Longer plays,
bigger money. it'll be there.
Alrighty. Should we hit that hotline?
Yeah, mate.
All right. Lockie Howard here. We got lots of hotline. Keep sending them in. We're loving the community's building.
We're actually potentially... We'll leave it. I won't even tell them what
All
we're
right.
going to do.
All right.
Afternoon, boys. Apologies if the recording is shit audio. But I've just got two things. Ash Morgan, what a fucking show. How does he get sacked off that ride with Private Harry? Mate, sometimes the horse just isn't as good as you think it is, which it wasn't. Also, I feel like in comparison, I feel like Tempton has a better stealing and broadside he did this time last year. I really like to look at Tempton. I think he can definitely ruffle some feathers this spring later on in the carnival. I really like it for even an Everest shout. Maybe you're placing in that one.
Higher ceiling than broadsiding.
It's tough to call that because two completely different horses. You're never going to see attempted in a Cox plate because she's a sprinter. But placing in an Everest is kind of the sprinter's version of placing in a Cox plate, you have to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far to be quite frank, but it is what it is.
Jake Smith.
Hey boys, Vinrock Absolute Moral on Friday night. It's $1.70 now. I know it's not the best odds, but it just wins. It's a tough horse. It's proved it last start, and I know it's $1.70. I wish you could get a bit more value, but hopefully it jumps around $2 before the race starts. But get on it, boys.
Yeah, look, I do think that Vinrock wins. I'm not calling it a moral, though. I don't think I'm going to be using the word moral for a very long time after Fangirl gave me absolute heart palpitations for making me wait that long for her to get over the line the other day. What do you reckon, Vinrock wins?
Yeah, wins.
He's Jenny.
Hey boys, Pride of Jenny back. Absolute Moral this Friday night. Treasure of the Moment, I don't think wins. I think Pride of Jenny leads the whole way and wins. If not, Pride of Jenny will come mid-pack and still win. She is a class above these horses, and she will prove it on Friday night. Thank you.
Love that. Sounds like he's riding the horse. He
We've got
sounds like a jockey.
We've got a lot of confidence early with these hotline calls. A lot of morals being thrown out. I mean, look.
We'll have a chat
We'll have a chat later, but Jenny at the Valley, mate. Jenny at the Valley. Keenan McMahon.
Boys, how are we?
Good, mate.
Keenan McMahon calling out of Townsville, North Queensland. First-time caller, multiple-time listener.
Unreal.
That, mate.
Me and my mate Oliver Pascoe, who I think is going to send in a message this week.
Shout out.
Big Barrackeel guys. And I'd like to know if you guys agree, is Barrackeel the toughest racehorse of all time? Cheers, boys. Rip in.
Love that. I love Barrackeel as well. Won nicely for me last start. Great story. I don't think a lot of people expected Barrackeel to come back to its best. And
gives me Behemoth vibes.
You reckon? Behemoth? Yeah. Nah, Behemoth had a bit more longevity before Barrackeel.
Yeah, fair.
But definitely tough. Probably of all time. Even Alligator Blood's up there. Tough.
People forget about the blood because we went through that whole saga of is he going to race, is he not going to race, and then finally not going to race.
Bro had back surgery.
Yeah. Corey Thompson. Now, shout out to this guy. He's the one that's been writing in every week about Apocalyptic because he owns its left toenail. And he promised this time he was actually going to call in. So here we go. This is the call-in we've been waiting for.
Via Sistina, Lady Shenandoah, Woderton, Private Harry, Fangirl, Angel Capital, Alal Kantz, Mr. Brightside. You're probably wondering what this list of horses have in common. These are horses that are yet to win 2 races this carnival. But you know who has won 2 races this carnival? Probably the best 3-year-old on the planet. Probably the best horse on the planet. That'd be the one and only Apocalyptic. There is no horse in the world that can stop her. Over 1,000, over 2,000, over 3,000. Doesn't matter the distance. Doesn't matter the length. Doesn't matter the track. Doesn't matter where. She will win. It does not matter who's jockeying her. Doesn't matter who she's up against. It does not matter.
Oh
But before I finish off this message, I'm going to leave you with a quick little poem I wrote. Apocalyptic, with a mane like fire, gallops through Randwick, hearts lifted higher. Tommy Berry guides, they're pure bond and tight. Back-to-back Group 2s, her hooves spark the night. In 2 weeks' time, a Group 1 awaits. Her spirit unyielding, she'll storm through the gates. A mare of might, her legend will soar. Apocalyptic, queen forevermore.
I love that. That's probably the best call. I reckon that's the best call we've ever had.
Unreal, Corey. Unreal.
I love that, Corey. Well done, mate. I think this makes me want to open up the hotline on a Saturday night when people are out on the beers. You know what? I'm going to tell them what is in plan. We're getting a Mock Sports phone number, similar to Hello Sport, where they have their hotline and you call it up and it's just a normal phone number and you can leave a voicemail. That's what we're doing as well. We're making one, leave the voicemail to us, and then we'll play it from the phone on the pod because you can call it whenever you want. I think it's better. We'll get more people and we'll get some I think we'll get some fucking funny shit. But yeah, love that, Corey. Absolutely. That was gun.
Well, from one dramaton to the next, we have Stocks Bloodstock.
Oh, here we go.
G'day, boys. Geordie from Stocks Bloodstock here.
Whoa!
Golden Rose down Saturday, boys. Woden's going to win his first Group 1. I can't wait. I'm going to pose for a photo after the horse wins his Group 1 and, yeah, be a top-tier moment. But, yeah, I can't wait. Barry 1, James McDonald. It's going to be a really good race. Tempted, Autumn Boy, both drawn wide. I can't see, my boy getting beaten on Saturday, boys. But, I'd love to hear your opinion later down the pod. Cheers, boys. Have a good weekend.
Unreal.
Got you, mate.
Unreal.
Vibes are up.
And then Luke McNeil.
All right.
Dude, he sent this in Saturday before the races.
And Auto. 2 takes. 1.
This is last week, by the way.
Nicko told you, Mr. Brightside. Easy, $6. Second take from Auto.
Jolie Star, first up this weekend. Flop of the spring.
Ooh.
It's not going to win a race. It's not going to get close. It's going to get beaten by better horses.
Flop of the spring. There you go. Early forward watch.
Jeez, these two guys are my mates, I must say. And they sent that in last week after the pod. And I made sure I put it in this pod because Aldo kind of said Jolly Star, flop of the spring, and I had to give it back to him. But geez, those boys got some of the deepest voices I've ever heard. Honestly, they've got some deep voices. Any other ones, mate?
No, that's it, mate. Go to the listener questions, and we're going to have to roll through them. We're already at a 30-minute pod.
How good.
We're loving the community involvement, guys. Don't stop it. If you don't get your question answered, it's because you've asked the same question. Because we do get a few repeat questions rolling through.
Good luck to Jack Jenkins as well, by the way.
Yes, Unreal. When is he fighting?
I think it's Sunday.
Okay, we're going to be very keen. We'll be watching that for Farjack, that's for sure.
Yep. Capybara Lover, Treasure at the moment runs Private Jenny into retirement, hopefully for the horse's sake. Cashy agrees. Cody Maggs, with all the natural leading horses in the Everest, doesn't make things harder for Kai Ying Rising. I think the more Waller horses, the less of a high chance Kai Ying rises. Kai Ying Rising is a very good chance, but more Waller horses means probably more team riding. Jolly Star looked pretty strong.
Imagine they pick Woderson and they send him out there just to purely just
fuck around
him,
and find out,
just to mess with Kai Ying Rising and stop him, put him as a bit of a road bump in front of him. Question here though that they got texted to us.
Yep.
About Kai Ying Rising. How many lengths does he have to win by to be genuinely considered a freak? If he comes here and only wins by a nose, Romantic Warrior style, at the odds he's at, I'm going to be ropeable. Cheers, lads. That's from Henry Ferguson.
Don't hate that. Good take.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Mumsy Mo, where to next for Generosity?
You'd think the Premier to try and get one of the last Everest slots if it's not wrapped up by then.
Sean Ritter, I reckon the price is wrong for nepotism. Should be single digits. Do you reckon it can win? Can definitely win. It's a good race. Probably the forgotten about horse in the field. It's a great race, but it is coming against a very good opponent.
I see why it's $15.
Yeah, I don't think it's that unfair. Maybe closer to 12s if you really wanted to get political. Mitch, Does Treasures the Moment win on Friday night, or does Jenny get away from the small field? We'll talk about it a bit later, mate.
A lot of Treasure the Moment versus Pride of Jenny chat. I love that. It's kind of like Jenny versus Brightside vibes from a couple of years ago.
Lockie Smith, rank in order your top 3 race days of the winter/spring carnival. I think you mean autumn carnival because the winter carnival sucks.
Yeah, I'm a big Lord Mayor's Cup Day
top
guy.
3 for me. Cox Plate's number 1, I think. Golden Eagle for me, number 2. I like the
we're big
the
Golden
watch of
Eagle
that.
boys.
And then number 3. I'll go with an Epsom.
I'm a big Epsom's my number 1 day.
Yeah,
love Epsom. The first 2-year-old races of the year, into the Flight Stakes, into the Metropolitan, into the Epsom. Yeah, love Epsom Day. And then I'm going to just say from days that I've attended personally, I haven't gone to Cup Day. I haven't gone to Cox Plate Day. That's on the bucket list for next year. I'll be going to both of them next year, hopefully. That's my goals for 2026. Epsom number 1, Golden Eagle number 2, Everest number 3. Purely because I love Everest. It's the best 60 seconds in racing, just when the hype builds and builds and builds and they jump. But I think Epsom and Golden Eagle, just as good racing. I'm not crammed in like a sardine, though, when watching.
Yeah, Everest for me is good race day, I guess. But yeah, it's just
great day, but you can't move.
It's a fucking nightmare at the track, mate. Lucas, Brian Myers, Norm Smith, if you know, you know. Not a bad call, mate. I think Geelong win. Lachlan Williams, Private Jenny, Friday night, absolute moral, 5 lengths on Treasure the Moment, easy. Charlie Callan, Autumn Boyle attempted in the Rose. We'll talk about it a bit later, mate. Life of Daniel, take prize money out of it. What race would you most want to win as an owner? Cox Plate, for sure.
Yeah.
Cox Plate, for sure. Caulfield Cup, not far behind. I like the Caulfield Cup. Yeah, I like the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's just got more prestige than a lot of the Sydney races without the money.
More traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question, by the way. Matt, Dimitri, tempted Autumn Boy, Quinella, best of the day. Good luck, mate. Jack, bye. Now, this is something that we had to do.
Okay.
Is Vaughan on cat watch after that piss poor performance?
Yes, he is. Have we got the marker, though? Where'd the marker go?
I've lost the marker.
How did we lose that?
I don't know. Oh, well.
Is it not in there at all?
I don't know where it is. Oh, well.
That's crazy.
We'll write it next time.
But yeah.
Vaughan is on this.
Cheerwolf definitely didn't get off after the weekend. If anything, he's closer to having a line put through him. The only reason he doesn't is because he pulled up with a bleed in his nose. So that's the excuse I'm going to give him, and the reason he didn't get his name crossed off.
I don't know where that.
Vauban's definitely going on. Private Harry, we're giving one more chance. He's going on that board as soon as he fails in the premiere. If he does, oh, there it is.
It's probably on the screen.
Oh my God, they were probably screaming at us going, you idiots.
All right.
Vauban goes straight on there, mate. I reckon there's some really good races at the Warrnambool Carnival for Vauban. I think he's going to be a jumper by this time next year.
I can see that.
He's done some jumping over in the UK, and I think he's going to be a jumper in Australia because that was dreadful.
Did Oak Hill win on the weekend?
No, came second. Everyone was saying take him off Fraud Watch because he came second. What do you reckon? Take him off?
I was going to take him off because he's a fraud.
I don't know. He ran really well without winning.
Look, leave that there.
Yeah.
For this week. Leave that there for this week. He gets another chance.
I say no line because he had that bleed.
He ran well.
He ran well for a horse that had a bleed. He did enough, I think.
I'm not writing it yet, but a PH is going there for Private Harry.
Ominous.
It's on its way. An apocalyptic might not be far behind.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
All righty. Let's get in.
I think there's a couple more, mate. Sorry.
More?
Yeah, there's like 6 more.
We've
gotten so many. I know. Caleb asked, does Walker talk? Oh, no, that's about Angel Capital. Toby, thoughts on how Fangirl ran? Loved it.
Oh, geez. She made me almost wet myself at the end there. I couldn't believe it. I crowed to the cows come home that she was going to piss in and for her to win by only a whisker and almost dead heat. I my heart almost fell out of my chest. But yeah, winners win.
And then Oliver Pascoe, who was the guy, I think the other guy
Yeah, he
mentioned
did,
in the Barracuda by 2 lengths. So, yeah, that's pretty much everyone. Other than that,
Okay.
loving that, guys. Big community, even a lot in the chat today.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Can't complain at all, guys, but it's what you came for in the end. It's the tips. Rosehill, the weather, dry as a bone, track's a good 4, rails in the true position. So it should be nice and fair. The best horses should be winning on the weekend, but do monitor your bias throughout the day. Race 1's your midway, and we'll throw it back to the hotline just briefly because we've got Jack Pilkington,
trainer
of Alabama State that likes to send in the mail, and he's the favourite of the midway. So let's see Pilko's thoughts on his horse.
Good day, fellas. Pilko here. I just thought you might be interested to know how Alabama State's going coming into the weekend, seeing as I've obviously called in a few times in the past. I see somebody's backed him into favouritism. So people obviously think he's well placed in that race, which I would tend to agree with. He's dropping back out of stakes grade for the first time in the guts of a year. And I think 71 is a workable mark for him. It's just whether 1300 and 59.5 combined might make him feel the pinch a little bit late first up. But I've had a little bit on him with a bet return just in case he does. I would hope he'd be in the finish thereabouts. He should get a nice run round. He's drawn well and got a good jockey on. So I'm hoping for a bold showing. All the best to all the punters for the weekend.
Pilko, mate. Love that. Love that we can get a trainer sending that in, not even us asking, him wanting to do it on his own accord, and how honest he is as well. He's got money on, and he's got a bet return on it as well. So he's a normal guy just like us, which I love, and it that just adds to our community that we're trying to build, which it makes me really, really happy.
So we on him?
So I'm going against it. No, I'm kidding. I'll go with Alabama State. Got to go with Pilko there.
Go the State.
I'll take a straight to race 2, mate. Are we happy, or do you want to talk about?
I'm on him.
1,500 meters race 2 highway. Tough race here. I'm not too sure what to really go for. It's a bit of a dartboard pick. There's a lot of good horses in this one. I'm going with Fan Harder, $7.50. 2 kilo claim brings it down to 54 kilos. It's 1 2 from 2, can go 3 from 3, in my opinion. Can get it done. Let's go.
I'm on Write Your Own here at a bit of a throw at the stumps because why not? In the highway at $17 to win, $4.20 to place. Really impressive win last start to get his second of his career. Looks like he's going to be able to go on with the job here. Super strong through the line, so he's only going to love the extra 70 meters he gets here. Apprentice Claim gets him really well weighted, in my opinion. Not the worst $17 chance you're going to see going around on the weekend. That's just my opinion. As we move to race 3, the Group 3 Colin Stephen Quality Handicap, 2,400 meters. Straight to the point. Juja Kibo, one of the best placed horses all day around the country, wins this, sets his sights on the Metropolitan, you have to think. Paying $26, by the way, in that race, if you're interested in having a nibble on the futures. But yeah, Juja Kibo for me in this race. Not my best of the day, but I am confident that he gets the job done at $2.40.
Yep, was one of my winners 2 weeks back, which is really nice. Move to race 4, benchmark 88, 1,900 meters. Pretty simple again, going for Nikosi. Impressive win last start for Bjorn Baker. $3.70 is a good price for me. Been pretty good this prep.
Yeah, look, I'm going with my best each way bet of the day.
Oh,
here.
God.
And that's Strathtay to knock off Nikosi.
I like that.
Strathtay ran behind Nikosi last start. I was there at Rosehill. I watched the race. And Strathtay did just about everything he could do under the circumstance of that day was just grab the rail and go. And that's what Nikosi did. Won at big odds for us. I'm not going to complain. But now you get a fairer track. You get extra distance. You also get a weight swing. He was carrying like way more weight than Nikosi last start. Now he's only carrying about 3 more kilos, I think. So at $6.50 to win, $2.05 to place, I think Strathtay really lines up here. J-Mac on board. I think, yeah, considering it was an on-pace bias and he had to come from the back and ran really strongly, I just think, yeah, best each way bet of the day. If he's not running in the placings, I'll be very surprised here in the 4th. As we move to the 5th, 1,400 meter benchmark 88. Good race with plenty of chances. Lord of Biscay, rightful favourite, as he flew home over 1,200 metres to fall short first up, and now jumps to a much more suitable 1,400 metre point here. But I'm going to back in point and shoot at the odds of $10 to win, $2.75 here. Yes, come dead last by a mile his first 2 runs this prep, but I want to remind you, he was running in some very, very strong company when he went on his tear earlier this year. I want to remind you that in a Group 1 race, he started $4.20. Okay? So give the horse the respect it deserves back down at this level of race here. Carried a ton of weight on a bog first up, so forgive. Next start, flopped out of the gates and was never in it, so forgive. Obviously, now he gets less weight, dry track. Got a jockey that continues, a new jockey in Rachel King rather than J-Mac, because J-Mac's decided to jump off. Rachel King's jumped on. She rides, does her best work when riding for Bjorn. I think $10, his best can win it. It's a great price to have here. He just needs to jump cleanly. Yeah,
the weight claim was the big one for me. Drops 5 kilos, should be nice. I'm with you, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, race number 6 here. 1,100 meters. Mahuna, your slipper winner, is in this race. First up, $3.20 is your favorite. I'm going with some value, mate. I think Slipper Curse continues. I'm going with Central Coast. $13, $3.30. Came second first up, which I did tip, and then it raced on the Wednesday. It came second by a nose. $13. Just think it's going to be a bit fitter coming into this one. Looks good.
Fair enough. You alluded to it, mate. The Slipper Curse, for those of you who don't know, the Golden Slipper horse winner, Golden Slipper winning horses don't often go on to do much, and that's because they peak early for a good reason. They peak early to win those races, and once you've won the Slipper, you're a made horse. You don't need to really worry what comes after. So usually the Slipper winners will run really well. They'll win. Amazing. You get all the prize money. You get all the breeding money. And then come the spring, they usually have a few runs and they realize, they peaked early. They go like busted Commodores now. Let's just send them to the breeding paddock. Look, the Golden Slipper form, like I said last week when it was going to the shorts, before it's scratched to go quite rightly against its own age here, has been a mixed bag. You've had Woderton, who being Woderton all spring. You've also had Tempted, who's starting the heavy favourite in this year's Golden Rose. So, mixed bag. Take it with what you will. I'm going to find out if the Slipper Curse sticks around. I'm going to get on her. I had her in the Slipper, so I'm cheering. I love the horse. The trials have been really nice. I'm backing in the fact that she can continue on with her form and get the job done here and break that curse a little bit. As we move to race 7, 1,400 metre Group 2 Golden Pendant. God, mate, we go from Mahuna to Manal here. Same colours, same sort of setup, and I was filthy. Neither of us tipped Manal last start when it got up at big odds, but good thing we had her in the quaddie because she did give us a nice quaddie payout. I'm sticking with her now, though. I'm back on the Manal train. She's classy. She'll only going to love the rise to one of her pet distances. Prime setup here to sit on the speed and go past them late. Firestorm will be a big closer, you'd have to think. So we'll have to hold her out, but I certainly think she can here. Manal all the way at $3.30.
Agreed. Scarlet Oak, good chance, $34. Ruffy, which I might allude to a bit later.
Fair enough.
Skip race 8, mate. Take us to race 9.
Race 9, we've got a really good race here. A lot of good horses that have been very kind to us in the past in the Shannon Stakes here at 1,500 metres. Gringotts, race to lose on paper, but that's a lot of weight to be carrying here. Makes him slightly vulnerable. I'm happy to go around him at that. I'm happy to look silly if he comes out and smashes them. Come for me all you want. I'm more than happy to put my hand up and say I was wrong. I think the best horse to go when you're looking around Gringotts is Rise at Dawn. Should either get a clean lead or sit just on the tail of the leader, be super strong late. I know he's not as classy as Gringotts, but he's honest. He has strong form. He rarely puts in a bad run, and he's carrying 5 kilos less than Gringotts. So if those horses end up going neck and neck down the straight, I think at the end point, that 5 kilos could be the tipping point in Rise at Dawn's chances to beat him to the line. So I'm preferring to go Rise at Dawn at the price of $4.50 rather than the $2.80 Gringotts.
Awesome. End cap for me. Forgive the first up. Second up should do a lot better. I think Gringotts not versing actually very, very talented horses will probably be very hard to beat. Democracy Manifest, $71, worth a shout. Always love backing that horse.
Succulent.
I'll move to the last, mate. 1,100 meters, benchmark 78. Polyglot, $4 for the win. Great one. J-Mac came second by barely anything last start. Should get it done again.
Yeah, J-Mac tick, track specialist tick, distance specialist tick. Confident he gets it done.
We're on a lot of the same.
That's
horses.
usually a good or a bad thing. We usually either crush it or we don't when we're on the same horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of the Rosehill tips. We'll go into the tip-off now, mate, before we touch on Sandown Saturday and Moonee Valley Friday. We've got plenty of tips for there. But the main thing here is the Great Spring Tip-Off. You're 13 points in front at the moment. Last week, I went the double play with Zardozi for points when I should have just stuck to my guns and had Sir Delius. I would have only been about 11 points behind you in the end, mate. But the loser has to go through the Spice Gauntlet, and I sure as shit don't want to have to do that. So we go to Moonee Valley Friday, race 7, the Manikato Stakes, the race that usually one or two end up in the Everest from it, and we've already got one in there that is in the Everest. So how are you seeing the race?
2-horse race, Shenandoah and Barraquil. I think two very, very tough horses. They both are ones that I really like. Quinella play for sure. I think will be a big play for the weekend. I'm edging with Lady Shenandoah. I think first up was very luckless and very, very talented horse. And a lot of people thought this horse would go unbeaten. Barraquil has come back amazing and ran home really well. Loves Moonee Valley as well. But I'm going to go with the Shenandoah.
You've had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows with this race, haven't you? Dancing on the tables with Coolangatta one year, and then the next, like, wanting to storm the track when Growing Empire didn't get up on the line.
That was so bad last year. That was actually so bad last year. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Respectfully.
Allegedly.
Craig Williams.
Allegedly. I'll go Barraquil if you're going to go Lady Shenandoah.
Pussy.
I'll go the opposite to you. But also, I don't think it's that bad of a shout, even though it's more of a points play to try and catch you a bit. Track specialist. I mean, he's gone around the valley 4 times, 4 wins. He's gone around at this distance 8 times, 5 wins. He's gone around on soft decks 4 times, 2 wins, 2/3. Even if it dries out, 8 runs, 6 wins, 1/3. I mean, it's a horse that is super, super honest. One of the toughest of all time, they say. I've heard a couple of people going around saying that. If anyone's going to beat Lady Shenandoah, it's Barraquil. But I do think the only thing that really does beat Lady Shenandoah, if she's not a valley horse, if she can't
doesn't like running the other way.
If she can't run the other way for one thing, and if she can't straighten up to the point where she can really motor for 200 meters rather than the 400 meters plus she gets in Sydney, that's the only thing that really puts her undone. If she doesn't even run a place, that's why I think it's going to have to be a miss the jump or just doesn't handle the Melbourne way of going things. But she's super classy. She should be in the finish. I'm hoping Barraquil gets the nose in front.
Love it, mate. I love it. I'm not, if it wins, I'll be upset. But at the same time, I'm going to have money on both, I think.
Fair enough.
I'll probably have money on Barraquil, but Lady Shenandoah might be a multiplay in a couple of them, to be honest.
Fair enough. Rosehill, Saturday, we go back. Race 8, 1,400 meter Group 1, Golden Rose. Also a race where strong runners end up in a Everest.
Yeah, so Tempted's your favourite, $2.90 after that dominant win first up. Autumn Boy, unlucky last week, second place, $5.50. Another one that you got to look at for sure. Skyhook ran really well last week. It started at big odds last week as well, I'm pretty sure. Running third, which was nice. Woderton. $5, I'm on him. I'm giving him a chance. Although he hasn't won much, he hasn't run bad. He hasn't run bad, and he's been very, very close. I think this is the one for him to get it done. And I think first barrier, it's his last excuse. If he can't get it done, him and J-Mac can't get it done from the first barrier, then I definitely think fraud watch for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. Like, You can crow all you want about how unlucky he's been. Tommy Berry cut him off. No, he didn't. He did, but like he wasn't winning anyways, in my opinion.
This is like
and
the perfect suit.
And then he
perfect.
gets a fair track. Didn't get a fair track last start. And another horse that didn't get a fair track last start, which I'm on, is Autumn Boy. Oh boy, how much he would have pissed in. With 3.5 kilos more than the horse that won, 60s, who's ended up in this race again. I mean, he should have run straight past it, but it was grab the rail and go, go, go. And he was enormous from the back of the pack.
This is a tough race.
I will admit I was very close to going Skyhawk because I think Skyhawk is overs at $5.50. I think your trifecta is tempted Skyhawk and Autumn Boy. I reckon Woderton runs, an honest fourth like he always does, and then Stocks and you will still go, no, it was a good run. We'll still get on him next start. But yeah, I think that
Autumn... Sorry, I didn't say this before. Woderton's giving me Switzerland vibes. Switzerland, if you don't know, very good. Was it Magic Millions one? 3-year-old
Switzerland? No, he was the boom horse going into the slipper and then ran like shit in the slipper and then came out at a really good spring, ended up winning the
ran really well and everyone forgot. Same type of thing. Anyway, on you.
I think Skyhawk and Autumn Boy really will sit in the perfect spots from their draw. You'd have to think from a map perspective, 60s will be the one setting the pace. And then I just think that Skyhook and Autumn Boy should probably be sitting not quite out the back, but like I think Autumn Boy's probably going to be up off the pace, and then Skyhook will be a couple of pairs back from that. And they're just going to be the two of the really strongest slate. Maybe even Tempted coming through with them. Maybe one, comes through the same gap with it, and they all end up charging to the line neck and neck and neck, and we might even get a photo finish. I really think those are the three best horses in this race, and I can see them really fighting out the finish. But I just think Autumn Boy still is my number one 3-year-old in the country. I think he wins this, then heads into the Caulfield Guineas as a very short favourite and wins that as well. He's just a really good horse that is yet to be able to get an opportunity to show how good he is. I think if that was a fair track the other day, he would have blitzed that field by a munter, and he'd be a short favourite here instead of Tempted.
Awesome. All right, around the grounds, mate. I'm going to start us off. Moonee Valley, race number 3, number 8, Grand Lassini. Vinrock, who we talked about before, which will be in a multi. And then race number 5, I had Isha. Race number 7, race number 6. Treasures at the moment. Pride of Jenny. You know what? I might even... This is a tough one. Let's talk about this race, mate.
True, we've got to unpack it because it's the fan stakes in the last couple of years has really stood up, and it's one of the more entertaining races of the spring, even though it always ends up being a really small field at the Valley the night before the grand final. It's always been a really big
Jack
talking
Ginniman's
point.
there, so...
Snoop Dogg was meant to be there.
Oh, really?
But apparently he's pulled out. He's going to DJ somewhere else instead.
Yeah, right. Look, I think it's a Pride of Jenny versus Treasure at the moment. Unless attrition goes forward, which he probably won't. Pride of Jenny, if gets too far ahead, Treasure at the moment might not be able to run down with the short straight. But look, talented horse can get it done. Someone needs to challenge. Is anyone a real leader in this race?
Treasure at the moment, probably the best chance to go forward and challenge Pride of Jenny. What do you think?
$1.45 is ridiculous.
Do you think Treasure at the moment goes forward, try and pressure Pride of Jenny, they gas each other out, and then Tom Kitten comes flying home?
Nah.
No?
Treasure at the moment's too tough. I think she'll win. I'll stick with her, but I wouldn't even put her in a multi. No point. We're going single out with her on a quaddie. We put a quaddie on double. If you want to go have a look, it's already up. It's up there live now. Won't pay much, but if it loses, a lot of people will probably be out of the quaddie.
Yeah, look, Pride of Jenny, for all the things that I've said about her in the past, like she is the best horse suited to Moonee Valley. That much is clear. We saw this race when she went head-to-head with Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside, in my opinion, better horse, but just couldn't get her because she was too far in front going around that bend. And if it happens again, Treasure of the Moment, I don't think is going to be able to get her. No one is. But I do think she is going to get pressured. Someone's going to go forward, even if it is Treasure of the Moment itself. And I think if they get into a battle where Pride of Jenny isn't running ridiculous splits, I do think Treasure of the Moment has the stamina to be able to hold her out here and then go past her in the straight. It just depends how fast Pride of Jenny wants to go or how much juice she's got left in her after all of these retirements and then coming out of retirements and bleeds and injuries and stupid owners saying stupid and doing stupid things. How much has she got left in her? Let's wait and see, hey?
Yeah, and then I'll move to Sandown Race 7. If Rise of Dawn runs, Rise of Dawn at $6. Race 8, Globe, number 2, $3.40. That's all for me around the grounds. Sandown's pretty boring on Saturday, to be honest.
Always is. The Melbourne people focus on the footy. I've got Vinrock into Treasure of the Moment for a $2.50 multi. That's the only way I'd be playing either of those horses rather than going on the nose. Race 5, I've got La Dorada instead of Isha. I'm backing in to potentially, hopefully, have that horse bounce back off a terrible run in the Moya Stakes. At $10 to win, $2.75 to place. And then O2 Good in the last, $3.30. The favourite there, I think, is going to be too classy for them. Sandown, I've got a couple of black bookers. You already said about Rise at Dawn. I got Race 2, Prince Eric off the 1 week backup, $10 to win, $3.30 to place. Race 3, Street Artist at $3.30. And then Evaporate, Cox Plate Runner, going around at $3.40 in Race 7. I think it'll be too classy for that field as well. Lots of tips. Lots of races. Hopefully, we come out of this with lots of green ticks. And speaking of green ticks, we head to the Quaddie where hopefully we get 4 of them.
Yeah, race number 7, you got Manal, Firestorm, Scarlet Oak, who I would love to win for the Quaddie. Gerringong at 1, 2, 3, 6. Woderton, Skyhook, Tempted, Autumn Boy, 3, 4, 7, 9, which were our 4 top chances in the rows. Race 9, you got Gringotts, Rise of Dawn, Democracy Manifest, which if we get Scarlet Oak Democracy Manifest, oh my God.
We might retire.
NCAP, that's 1, 4, 6, 7. And then race 10, you got Polyglot, Chidiac, Sammy Conquers, and Sammy Conquers All, and the Bonita Queen. 1, 5, 7, 14, $50 gets you 19.5%. Best bet around the country, mate.
What are you going for? It's Polyglot for me. Like I said earlier, just perfectly placed. J-Mac on board. Loves the track, loves the distance, loves the conditions, gets it done.
Like that. Manal for me. Manal. Race number 7, $3.30.
Nice. Best roughie?
Scarlet Oak, 36, I think. Race 9, 36s.
In race 7.
Race 7, sorry.
Your best bet and your best roughie in the same race. Yeah. Crazy from you.
Well, each way, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Mine's just write your own in the highway. It's very rarely that I have a horse in the highway at odds like these that I'm actually quietly confident that it will be in the finish. It's a bit of a random race, the highway. Anything can happen. You rarely can go in with confidence. I'm not saying my confidence is 10 out of 10, but it's rarely that I go in with more than a 3 out of 10 confidence. So write your own at $17 is my roughie of the day.
Awesome, lads. Longer stream today. Thanks for sticking with us. 1 hour all in. Good luck to everyone this weekend. Go watch the footy. Go do what you want. Great sport on all weekend. You got the Ryder Cup in the golf as well. You got the UFC on Sunday. Lots going on.
Before you go, mate, AFL tip, margin, Norm Smith.
Geelong by 20. Actually, we're probably due for a close grand final. By 12. Norm Smith. Tom Atkins.
Underrated. I like that.
Yeah. Same reason Matt Rao won the Brownlow.
I got Geelong by 3. And the Norm Smith goes to the man that kicks a bag to win Geelong the game, Jeremy Cameron. I think even though he'll have their best key defender on him, I just think that Jeremy Cameron is too good and he will be clunking some goals. And I can see him going crazy in the last quarter to keep them in it, kick a couple goals, and then kick the sealer, I think. I've just got that in my head.
Awesome, guys. All right, if you're in the live chat, give it a thumbs up as well. That's all from us. Love you guys as always. Had a lot of listeners today live, which is good. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week.
Yep. See you then.